Okay. Let's get this started. Um, we're gonna see. This is a VOD review. Looks like this is just an open race of Game and Rock Buddies. I am Sean, also known as secretly as Sliver. Um, Not really showing your tracker very well, am I? Adjust that a bit. Ah, man. Okay. I'm only going to show the items because the map really doesn't matter that much. But all right, so we're gonna watch this at 2x speed. And then we'll just have classical music on in the background. All right, I am Sean, secretly a Sliver, NMG extraordinaire, and yeah, I do some rando sometimes. I've made brackets a few times in a few different things, including Speed Gaming Live, where I would have won cash for it, but I mean, I gave it back to the prize pool. I wasn't really interested in it. So, let's see what you do. So, open mode, there's a couple ways that you can go. Some people just like to do uh sank into CAC, just knock this whole block out right away. Some people like to go to Uncle to try and game the system a little bit. I'm not really picky one way or the other. Whatever you want to do for your opener is fine. But yeah, we'll see what you do after that. And here on the right is my SNES. Unfortunately, I cannot show my mouse on that to like circle stuff or whatever. All right, we'll just okay. Sank starts fine. Okay, love the map check. Always good to know what your crystals are. Okay. All right. So this is a popular meta play that I just really don't like. It takes like 17 and a half seconds to walk all the way up there. And in open mode specifically, it's kind of unlikely that you're going to need AGA for Dark World access. And there are better ways to check it post Dark World. Basically you need a sword to put it in sword and boots to put it into logic anyway, and a lamp. So essentially you're scouting something that you're 3 items from getting anyway. And if it is something, you have to walk back there anyway. So I would rather put it in logic and blind check it, or find a better chance to check it. Like if you're spying bumper ledge and you have a mirror. Oh, I didn't even realize. All right, let's rewind a little bit. So if you're spying bumper ledge and you have a mirror, then you can just mirror and check it then. Chances are you're gonna have boots by then. If you're doing the boot checks, you can go King's Tomb to Bonk Rocks and then up to Lumberjack Ledge because you'll have boots and it's faster. Um, anyway, there's a lot more chances to check that than you think. It's not like you're just abandoning it forever. Okay, so you came into CAC with no bombs, which, I mean, that's fine. That's kind of why some people like the Uncle route, because even if you don't get a bottle or a flute early, then you could just get bombs and not have to worry about that. But if you don't have bombs and you don't have money, then I would just go to Cackwell. Because it's a lot less punishing to have to drop back into Cackwell versus going through three whole rooms to get to the back of Blind's hut. And I feel like I saw a bit of a spoiler here that you do get locked out of here, so that's unfortunate. Um, so what you can do to like maximize the amount of bombs that you get, instead of just killing a pickle and pulling the tree, you can kill a bird and a pickle and pull the tree. Okay, very nice. So birds and pickles are in two different prize packs, so you're maximizing the chances that you're gonna get. Okay. I might have just gone back to Blind's Hut there because A, you need the thing behind the bombable wall, and then also you can just double farm the rupees and grab the merchant after that. Oh, we're just abandoning the merchant completely? Okay. Okay, I think that's fine actually. A lot of people are gonna say like, "Hey, just go get the merchant." You know, he's just sitting there. You need what's on. You need the item that's there. Um, but since you need to come back to Blind's Hut anyway, and you're probably gonna be making another trip to CAC, like I don't think you need to do it right now. Like you can just do it before you go to the Dark World or something. Okay. I'm gonna have to test that, but I'm not convinced that that's not convinced that pushing the blocks is faster than just getting the chest. So if I get the chest, that's 718 for the first leg. So this is going to be the same no matter what. But the thing is, if if this item is something, then yeah, I'm just not convinced that the way you do that is actually faster. Because even if this is a mirror, like you still have to walk all the way out here, get the mirror, and then run all the way back in. Um, yeah, so theoretically it should be the same then. All right, tangent over. Okay, so you have Dark World access here, but I guess checking Mini Moldorm Cave is fine. Um, Yep. Straight to pod. Do not go to jail. Do not collect $200. Or something. Yep. This play is fine. Okay, Green Pendant Pod is decent info, but you could have gotten that later. The only time talking to Saha is valuable is if Pod is exactly Green Pendant. So that's like, so there you hit the less than 10% of the time that it's actually relevant. So I would just main not talking to Saha. It's just an easy text box that you can skip. Yeah, I like doing Eastern first here. Might as well just get the crystal. You also don't have a mirror, so. Okay. Ballsy, but sure. I mean, as long as you come back. Alright. Good bail. That pot is really hard to deal with. So so this pot here is like slightly offset from the grid. And like if you walk up below it, then you can just pick it up. But if you're up here, you can't get it. It's unfortunate. So if you're trying to do this in the dark, you can either align yourself with the top and then just kind of flick down and to the left, because if you go down 1 pixel here, maybe 2. Yeah, if you go down 3 pixels there, then you can pick up the pot. But unfortunately, if you're on this top wall or you're facing left along this bottom wall, then you won't be able to grab it. It's a pain. You just have to practice the movements. And like even like I do a similar dark room strat to you from there. And, yeah, and there's no real easy way to line up with this without having this guy get in your way, so I mean, just takes practice and experience. Okay, good gamer. Okay, I'm not 100% sure you actually needed those arrows, because I think your next play is going to be into pod, so you can recover arrows in there. Maybe not. Okay. So we're just staying out of Green Pendant Pod. All right. Okay. I like the back of escape play. I definitely would have gone to pod there. Um, it has 6 items inside, even though it's a pendant. Like, it's just you can fully clear it. I guess half of it's out of logic, so it's maybe not as important. But like, there could just be a lamp in the front, right? And then that just puts everything in logic. Okay, so you're just going to Thieves Town. Okay, that's a fine play. It's a crystal dungeon. You can full clear it. It's not like you're leaving pod to go do Hammerless Thieves Town or something like that. So, and Thieves is also a pendant. See, that's the risky take there. Is that Thieves may also be a pendant, and now your clearable crystal doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Picking up and holding stuff is slow. Also, for that room, you don't need to walk on the stars. Uh, so for this room, if you just upright between these pits, you won't even trip into one. Oh, just boop. No need to go all the way up here and all the way back. It's a tiny little time save. It's less than a second, but it's like those tiny little time saves add up. So, just for a little bit of context here, the NMG run has 554 rooms in it. Rando has more than that, but it depends on the seed. So if you lose 5 frames in each room in NMG, you're losing 46.1 seconds. So you're losing over 3/4 of a minute just by losing 5 frames in each room. So and I can guarantee you're losing a lot more than 5 frames in each room. So it really is like, even though these time saves seem trivial, they will all add up and save time at the end. Yeah, if they're bullying you, just let them. Worst case scenario, you death warp. Okay, I have a feeling that I'm going to be teaching this a lot because it's Mentor Tournament. Um, so for this and any pit setup bomb jump. Basically, you have the right idea here. You're just not moving close enough to the pit. So you'll see that I go into the pit. Wrong button. You'll see that I walk up to the pit, and then here I'm gonna spin my sword, and we're gonna kind of take this really slow, holding away from the pit, spinning my sword, and then this puts me right on the edge. You can see I was about to fall in, but the sword spin saved me. Now you can't go full bore into it, but by and large, you want to hold your sword, and you want to go, basically you want to shoot for like the tip of this alligator tooth here. And then when Link starts falling, kicking his feet, whatever, then you release your spin and hold away from the pit. So you have the right idea here, just didn't execute it right away. Got it the second time though. Yeah, just die. Yeah, unfortunately this check is bad and you've already found one item, so a lot of people will actually skip this check. Um because Moth is locked behind 3 small keys, so that was actually like extremely unlikely to be an item because let's actually count small keys here. So you got one there. Okay, you did get a second one. So that chest was 50-50 to be an item. So, I mean, it's up to you. Again, a lot of people are going to skip that and just go on to Village of Outcasts. Just because, I mean, this walk is long, and you have to come back here at some point, and, like, it could be a map, a compass, or a small key versus an item. And now you have to do this long walk back, so that's why some people leave that. And if it's there, it's there. Whenever you skip or delay an item, you're taking the fact, oh, I would not have chased that fairy that far. But anytime you skip or delay something, you're basically just gambling that your item is not there. Or that if there's an item there, it's one that you can collect later. So that's just personal preference. If you prefer to grab that item every time, uh, and not leave something important there, then that's absolutely fine. If you would like to cut, I don't know, 50 seconds or so off of your time because nothing's there, then okay. So this pathing is shorter. You have the right idea here. However, you're not taking into account how long a screen transition takes. So even though this path is shorter, it actually takes more time to do. So come up here, and you do this. Come up here, and then you get this item. Okay. Now what do we do? Well, this is why we test stuff in the Prac Act. So if you come over here and you walk down here and you walk up here and you walk over here and you walk down here, go up here till you get your next chest. That's 28 seconds. Okay. Okay. What if we do something a little different? What if we jump here, go up the stairs, jump, go down. Now we've cut 2 screen transitions by taking some loss from the auto stairs and jumping off of a ledge. "26 seconds. So just because a path looks shorter doesn't necessarily mean that the extra screen transitions are worth it. And this is why you should always time stuff that you see different runners do. So if you see one guy walk around and another guy do what you did, you should open up the prac hack and test which one is faster. And don't take anybody's word for it, including mine. Always test it yourself. Clippers, nice. Yeah, so unfortunately with the easy to clear like the easy early clearable dungeons being pendants, that's not great. But yeah, rushing Hype Cave is fine. Like just leaving the back of Thieves Town is absolutely fine, even though it's 3 items. Okay. So if you're gonna save and quit, you probably need to make that decision a little sooner. This is what we're sequence breaking here, right? Okay. So two things. If you're going to save and quit, you need to make that decision right away. Uh like I would have that decision made before you even enter Hype Cave. And and you're only looking for like certain specific things that will change that. You're looking for mirror that will send you in the swamp palace. You're looking for maybe fire rod puts you back to Skull Woods, but that seems like a weak play. Basically, the only thing that changes my mind here is the mirror, or possibly a flute, which puts the mountain in logic. But mm, but even a flute, like if you get a flute, you're saving and quitting anyway. So the only thing that you can get there that will make you not save and quit is the mirror. So just have in the back of your mind save and quit out of Hype Cave unless I get a mirror, because again, it's minor, but walking all the way out of that, taking the screen transition, and then walking all the way through the next room, that was like probably 10, 11 seconds. Let's check it. Okay, wait. So you get your last chest here. Okay, and then you could have saved and quit here at 23, let's call it 42. And then you finally do save and quit at 29, 2350. So you just spent 8 seconds doing nothing. Okay, good check of the stun prize. Okay, so you are correct in that hooking is better than walking most times, but if the hook shot puts you in a spot that is bad, like right here, see now you either have to walk all the way around the tree or you have to walk around the bushes, and you chose the bushes. I don't know which one is better at that point. It's just better to not hook shot and to just walk through this gap because you have to go over here anyway. So if you want to hook shot, then you should do it like hook shot from here up to here, and that'll save you time rather than making you go all the way around these bushes and then all the way around again. Okay, now this is a situation where just because you can doesn't mean you should. So your entire mountain is out of logic, even though you can clear most of it. So this is a place that I would stay in logic and try to get, say, the mitts to make this trip more worth it, or get a mirror to make Hera a little more accessible. Just stay in logic until you find your next logical item here, because at this point it's very, very likely to be just pod, but it could also be pyramid, catfish, or back of thieves town. And anything that you get up here is going to be locked by the item that you skipped. So you're not you're not going to get, like, you're going to have to go to one of those places anyway, and you're not going to get a whole bunch of information from this specifically. Like, even if you get a key item up here, you're not really going to get much information to what puts this in logic. Plus, what puts this in logic could be the flute and not just the lamp. And you definitely want the flute because you don't have the boots right now. So, and it's not just beginners. I see a lot of people that are just straight up allergic dependent dungeons. And if the seed is a jet seed every time, then fine, you can be allergic dependent dungeons. But the seed's not a jet seed every time. Sometimes you're gonna have to dip pendants. I think it's like 54% or something like that you're gonna need to dip at least one pendant in any given open seed. Okay, nice mirror, but again, it's out of logic, which also means swamp is out of logic, which also means, like, every single mirror check that you're probably gonna rush from now on is completely out of logic. Okay. Good job following your items, but again, you need to find your logic, because your logic could be the flute, and that helps you a lot. Although I guess the flute isn't necessarily required. I mean, lamp is gonna make it faster too. So yeah, never be afraid of pendant dungeons. Pendant dungeons are a good bit of the time will be required. I think it's unlikely that you're gonna go an entire seed without having to at least dip a pendant dungeon. Okay, nice shovel. Would have preferred to have that before doing Stumpy and Dig Game, but can't always have what we want. Oh, nice. Swordless strats, let's go. Oh, you got robbed. Yeah, so it's a nice strat if you can do it quickly. Um, I'm not exactly sure. So on this boss specifically, if you're only using quick swap for this, there's always the chance that you goozle yourself. Oh no, you want a silver arrow, Argus. Argus takes one silver arrow to die, and you already had the silvers out. But yeah, I like the strat. I'm not 100% convinced that it's faster than just doing spins. Okay, yeah, good bail. There's only one item left side, so just forget it. Okay, now we're finally going to pod, right? Alright, doing this first. That's fine. I may even like do pyramid first. Like pyramid into this and then into pod. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what you were going for there. But yeah, you okay, now you realize okay, I need to find my logic because I'm missing something that gets me to that mirror. Okay. I just want to test something really quick because I know that the NMG strat does not use the boots at all in that room, and I'm wondering if hookshot is even faster than just walking. Okay, well let's get a regular time here. 8:15. We're looking at 81x just walking the entire room. Two. Okay. So double hook. 756. 56. Okay, and now we'll just do diagonal and single hook. Okay. Looks like it slightly beats it, but not by much. Alright. This is why we test stuff. Just, So the benefit of walking and only hooking once, though, even though it's time neutral, is that you can't miss when you walk. So, like, say you do that first thing and it's and you're a little wide and you miss the pot and you have to hook again, well, you just lost time. Whereas if you just walk, you're never going to get that. You might overshoot it a little bit, but you're only going to lose a handful of frames at most. There's nothing wrong with that strat you did. in the hub room here, but I've had more success here. Uh, so we came from this room. So I've had more success. Like obviously just dodge the guys, but um you can just throw the bomb as long as it lands on the switch. You can just throw the bomb and fall in the hole. Um you have to wait out the bomb fuse anyway, and as long as you're holding left, you'll always make it. And with the added bonus that it will always aggro the beetles to that down position that you were in. So you'll never have to deal with them like getting stuck in the shutters or whatever. So, just an alternate strat to think about. I don't think it's any faster to not fall down the pit, but it's not slower to just fall in the pit, and it also kind of manips the enemies a little bit. Okay. I'm sure there's a reason that you're doing it this way, but if that like checking checking these two chests first will tell you if you can just skip Harmless Hellway altogether. And like there is no scenario in which you're skipping both of the dark basement chests, but there could be a scenario in which you skip Harmless Hellway and save yourself a key. Okay. I don't know how comfortable you are going to Helma there. So this might be a comfort thing, but I would have just killed Helma and gone. Um because there's an item here on Helma, and then there's also a green pendant, so that's two items for like a minute and a half or however long that takes. The completionist in me likes this, but you did get a book in Pod, and it was in Logic, so uh, mm, yeah, okay, okay, this is fine actually. Gross. Yeah, because you're just in a bad spot there. Like you can continue to Helma and never have to come back, or you can ditch it and never have to come back. And then like you don't have a master sword, so rushing book checks is not great. You also don't have boots, so rushing a pendant desert, or no, that's a crystal desert. So yeah, rushing that also isn't great. And then there's your logic. So now this is where we hard follow the mitts. Because flute goes to mirror, which goes to mitts. And that's a bottleneck. Okay, this is fine. You not only get a crystal dungeon done, but you also get a nice pedestal read at the end. Especially since I think the pedestal's in logic. Actually, I think it requires lamp to get to Helma. I don't think you can do the whole thing with just fire rod. But I mean, you seem pretty comfortable in dark rooms, so like I think you're just assuming that the lamp is somewhere at this point. Oh, you're out of magic. Okay. So without boots, wrong one. So without boots, you just wanna boom boom. Well, just ignore that guy completely. Sometimes like the hand will get in your way or whatever, and it's annoying, but it's better than flailing. Also, these guys get frozen by ether and die to bombos. Um, so if you want to just so the hand is annoying. If you just want to ether the room and then just not have to deal with the mummies at all, then that's good. If you want to boomerang some mummies, that's cool too. If you want to silver arrow the mummies, that's also fine. But you just did a lot of running in that room when you have other options available. Okay. Uh, I know I know that spins are uh nice kill and also whatever game. Uh I know that spins are tempting because they do extra damage, but it's really hard to keep your sword out on some spike patterns. So I would just ditch that completely. You have a hammer that does more than sword spins, so definitely spend some time and figure out how to hammer moth instead of just doing it normally. So if you look at my screen, there's a little neon thing that says QW. That means quick warp. So on certain pixels, when the camera is aligned correctly, a mirror transition will take 32 fewer frames. It's a little over half a second faster. Now you see when I walk left, that goes away. And when I walk right, it also goes away. And when I'm walking, you can see it flashing. So it's only on certain pixels that that happens. Now, why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you to do a pixel perfect trick? Well, it's because it's literally free. When you're standing and you do not move in this doorway here, especially because you're reading the pedestal, not only do you get this quick warp, but you also don't have to make up that ground. So that would have been a lot faster to just not move out of the thing. Also, I love that pedestal read. Okay. Getting a green potion. Going to Meyer. Okay. I don't hate it because you probably want a better sword for Cold Stare, but I would not. Yeah, there you go. Good call. Might as well just do desert while you're here and at least see if you're boot locked. See, I personally would have just gone right to ice, but that's just me. That's just because I am extremely comfortable in Ice Palace, and if you're a little less comfortable, then There's nothing wrong with doing this first and trying to get something to make you more comfortable. Okay, so this room is timed actually, and you probably wanted the 5 rupees, which is fine. But if you start here, then you'll always just be out of this guy's shooting range. Just nudge down, pot, pot, pot. This guy will never shoot you if you do the room like this. Yeah, you were trying to hook the door there, but you still need the thing. You still need the key, so okay. Good fight. Yeah, you're already here. You might as well just do checkerboard. Okay. I like the gain and clear too. If you want to be a little more aggressive, you can just. So the theory with Sphere Zero is that 9 times out of 10 you're going to clear any given Sphere Zero check. Agina is actually the exception to that. A lot of people just don't clear it ever. Okay. It's actually faster to. I wasn't sure what you were doing here, but yeah, it's faster to just flute to 8 and go from there. Um, if you wanted to exchange your green potion for a red potion, then that was fine, but you should have gone to the potion shop and then gone to 8. I guess that would have been okay. So you're still looking for stuff. So if you're still looking for stuff, if you're gonna full clear Ice Palace, then I would not hit the switch. Like you don't know what you're looking for here. So even if you find one medallion in here, you're still gonna full clear the dungeon looking for the other one. And this is why. It's because it doesn't make iced tea key dependent. So you got lucky here, and you got a key for iced tea. That's unlucky. So you got a key for iced tea, and you didn't get punished. But there are definitely key layouts in this dungeon that will punish you hitting that switch. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, good thing you got that green potion. All right, and then this item that's left is dead forever. Just never go back for it. Love it. The only problematic thing I'm seeing is that there are a lot of things that are dead forever. Like there's one item in Pod and Green Pendant which is dead forever. There's one item in Left Side Swamp which is dead forever. Now there's one item in Ice which is dead forever. Like there's also one item in I think Hera Basement that's dead forever. So like you're just leaving behind all of these singular checks that like it's okay to leave maybe two or three of them, but I would not leave all of them. Like at a certain point, you need to clear a little deeper. Okay. You don't know if you're looking for something right now, so I would just not do this at all. I would just go straight to the TR portal and make the game make you look for something. Because you could just be in go mode right now. And doing these extra checks is just bleeding time. Like you're making all these aggressive skips, but then you're also coming in and doing all of this stuff that may just be unnecessary. Yeah, see, could have just gone into TR. I'm not sure that it was ever worth it to come up here after Meyer area like that. Like you could have just come up and check the medallion after you cleared desert or something like that. I don't think that was worth it, but you could have done that because at that point you were either in medallion go mode or you were in like true go mode. So it's always nice to have the knowledge, but TR just takes so long to climb to. Okay, did you get a big key and I just missed it? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, I don't know if that was an oops or if it was on purpose, but it might end up helping you here. Uh, okay. So if you get lava chest, you should not skip the big chest. In any scenario, if you spend that key on lava chests, you should not like because now the key is I think 33% uh to be in the big chest versus on laser bridge via something something key logic. So while this may work out more often than not, it's a lot less comfy than the 97% that you normally have. So if you open uh Yeah, if you open... What is that chest? Why are words hard? Yeah, if you open lava chests, then you should always open the big chest. And okay, you weren't punished this time, but man, was that nerve-wracking. And if you're gonna skip the big chest, you need to skip both chests. I would preemptively potion here. You don't need to get hit by a rogue head. Even though you took the safety door and it's gonna take less time to get back here, it's still gonna take time to get back here. I would have just preemptively potioned. Because you're at one hit KO. And it's nice to be able to use some of that magic that you had, but it's also nice to make sure you're not gonna die. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nice half magic. Alright, let's see your GT route. So going into GT without boots, this is the only time that I would do the skeleton room first. Because if you need boots, then you know right away. Like, I would not even do Hope Room here. I would just go straight left side. Alright, good. You don't need boots. So just clear stuff. This is slow. Ether takes 12 seconds. And there are very few patterns that those skeletons can take that will take you more than 12 seconds to get out of that room. But it is consistent and gives you peace of mind at least. Okay, so these rooms. So if you stand here next to the pots and you throw the blue boomerang to the right and then walk down, you'll be fine. Like that. And then here, want to go kind of to that position. That's probably a little... You probably want to go one step further than this, just to make sure that you don't get the early hit on the switches. But yeah, you just face down, throw boom, menu to hook shot, and hook over. So, ish. Like that. Some RN bombs are a good backup, though. Okay. I'm not going to nitpick what you're doing here because it's all simple stuff and it'll work every time. You are getting a lot of lag, even though it's fast ROM. There's still only a certain amount of things that the game can take at once, and there are ways to mitigate that, and there are ways to not mitigate it. As long as you have a strat that is consistent in the room, I'm not going to nitpick it. You should be using more silver arrows here. And yeah, good choice on start menu. You have a really full menu. It's no reason to stand there forever quick swapping. A lot of forfeits coming in because you check catfish. Okay, so I want to watch this again actually, and I want to watch it in slow mo. So all you have is the fire rod. That's fine. Sometimes you just dodge the lamp for the whole seed. But you see how this flame is here and it didn't light the torch? That's because your fire rod is clipped halfway into the torch and it started the flame right here, which is not within the torch's hitbox. So when you have the fire rod, you need to back up a little bit. And that applies on every single torch. When you have the fire rod, you need to be at least a little bit away from it. You've got your face directly against it. So that's why that didn't work. All right, that's all I wanted to show. Okay, if you have Master Sword on Moldorm, you should always use the hammer. At least for the first two hits, you should always use the hammer. If you want to charge a sword spin after that, and then quick swap to hookshot, then that's absolutely fine. But definitely for the first two hits, you want to use the hammer. Because if you slash him like you did in that first attempt, then he's got a chance that he's gonna go into the enrage phase. So you have to change the entire way that you do the fight to stop the enrage phase, versus if you do two hammer hits, then you don't have to worry about that at all. All right. Familiarity with this boss comes with experience, but I would definitely load it up in the prac hack. There are certain lineups where spinning is beneficial, and there are certain lineups where spinning will hurt you. So just defaulting to spins on every single pattern is not necessarily a good thing. You're gonna get knocked around a little bit like you just did. And then for most people, Master Sword Ganon is going to be a survival fight. So again, I'm not going to nitpick too much because it's just going to take too much in depth explanation to not only show the right things to do, but like explain why they are correct and why they save time. And at this point, you've got like 4 or 5 DNFs in the room already. So as long as you finish the siege, you're golden. However, you are never mind. You have a fairy. You're fine. Uh, So I would not have used the red potion there. I would have used the blue potion because you're gonna have to use it here anyway. Because you don't have any fire rod shots. And that's just an efficiency thing. Like keeping the red potion till the end of the game is not like beneficial in any way. It's just making sure that you get your health refill, but you also get your needed magic refill. All right, GG. So some things to work on. I mean, don't get me wrong. You did a lot of stuff well. You followed your items pretty well. You realized when you were missing a sphere of logic, and you went back to find where it was. Um, Something you can do a little better. You can try to limit skipping. I'm not going to tell you to not skip stuff at all, and a lot of mentors will tell you to do that and like not skip stuff at all. But just make sure you're not skipping literally everything. Like don't leave all of these islands everywhere. Like like here you've got an island in Ice Palace. The one in TR doesn't really matter because you were in go mode anyway. But yeah, you got one in Ice Palace, one in Swamp, one in Hera. You left the tablet here. Uh, you left Uncle and All of Escape. Well, that's not really technically an island. You left Ice Rod Cave. Like there's a lot of stuff that like if there is something there, you're just never going back like in any quick way. Like you're just always going to have to do those one-offs by themselves and just take the time loss that comes with it. So some seeds that will work and some seeds it will not. Most seeds it will not work that way. There will always be that one thing that is out of the way and kind of a pain. In this seed, it just happened to be the fire rod, and you just happened to go to it. Um, Also, realize when you might be in go mode, when you are in go mode. Um, and then, yeah, like the stuff you're doing in GT and Ganon is fine for now, but definitely look into some faster, consistent stuff because uh, if you're looking to save time, GT and Ganon is definitely where you're gonna like I can do GT in 7 minutes and 10 seconds and clear like 15 checks in it. So you're gonna save a minute or a minute and a half just by having good GT and Ganon against any other player. So yeah, that's about it for me.